Well, the 2021 Blade Show was here in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, and no series of Blade Show videos would be complete without at least one video of Joe Flowers waving sharp stuff in my face, and this one is no exception. So we're going to take a look at that coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2021 Blade Show, and I'm telling you, it would not be the Blade Show without...
We have been waiting.
Joe Flowers. It's been 2 years now, 2 years in the making.
2 years that you guys have been waiting for the wonder that is Blade Show.
That's right. So we're going.
Now my voice is coming back. I guess this microphone really works.
His voice is always trash. Every time I'm talking to you,
most of the time, I'm telling you, book me on book me like I'm booking. Come on Friday. I'm telling a lot of YouTubers that too, or people who we have to have real talks to, because no matter who you are here, be it some hyper person like myself or somebody else, if you're here at one of these booths, a lot of times you
talk a lot.
Yeah,
that's part of what you're here for, right?
I mean, a lot of the poor people from Spyderco, their voices are shot at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's just how it is. But
so we're going to look at 3 new things from the folks at Condor Tool and Knife, and the third one, first 2 are from different new designers, and the third one's from Joe, and it's also I got a really cool story. So I'm just going to grab these because I picked this up off the table because I thought,
it's got that Celtic bling.
It just looks cool and it's big, and I like big stuff. And so tell us about this one.
So Walter Matthews is a Chilean survival instructor. I think he's actually moved to the U.S. now, and he's been designing for us for a long time. And he has some amazing ideas, and one of them right here is the Argyle machete. This particular machete is made out of 1075 with a walnut handle, and also you can see the Celtic accents on it, but it's also a little bit has the Japanese lines on it too as far as the sword goes. But it's still a good machete, so you can still utilize it for quick movements. It's got a very bulbous tip on the back, which is actually pretty darn ergonomic.
It does, because it keeps it from sliding out of your hand.
Right, and if you're using it too, you can choke back on the end here and do something like a pistol grip, where you're kind of pointing and flicking it to get a little bit more inertia when you're chopping, or whatever sciencey stuff I could say to sound smart.
It's also pretty pokey on the corner there. So.
It is choppy and pokey.
And choppy, pokey, and slicey.
Right. So this is the cutty part. This is the holdy part. Is what we call that.
Okay, so that's which model is this?
This is the Argyle machete. Argyle.
Machete.
Yeah, which I believe is a Scottish term.
Brand new. You saw it first or second or third here. And then this also got my attention because I like me some axes.
Would be the first YouTube video on this.
Really?
Yeah, that we're focusing on. We have picked up a new designer, Jason Breeden, who's also designed for Spyderco and a slew of other knife companies, and he designed the Mountain Pass axe. Now this particular version, being COVID right now and it's hard to get some materials, this one is a prototype. The actual finished version will have Corby bolts such as this guy right here. You guys got that. Corby bolts, you know what we're talking about. Them hex head bolts, that'll be on this Mountain Pass axe.
So you'll be able to remove the handle if you need to for cleaning, or should it be?
You should be able to. I am not 100% sure that because I got to watch the manufacturing process. Yeah. And these are, well, just for them, it's a new thing. So I need to make sure that they're not putting any epoxy back there and all that stuff. So
full micarta handle.
Yep, this is brown canvas micarta. All of his Mountain Pass series will have that green or brown. This is brown, right? Brown canvas micarta.
And so just something that really struck me, first of all, the blade on this thing is really, really very sharp looking, and you can grip up and use it like kind of like a carving hatchet. But it's got a reasonably kind of a sharp spine right here that you probably strike with it, and it feels really good in your hand. It feels really balanced. Like if there was somewhere I could check that, I would, but it probably wouldn't happen here at the Blade Show.
Now, you made a comment about a sharp spine. With axes and internet, you have to be careful with this because you can trash a ferro rod. But many axes on the back, you can catch some of the pieces of metal there that have come from like a really long time of use, or maybe from a factory or something. But that back end, even though it's kind of dull, I personally have gotten sparks off of a fire steel with it.
Yeah.
But it looks like a beaver chewed your fire steel, so be careful with that. So, yep, this is the Mountain Pass Axe.
Mountain Pass Axe.
And
now
this guy.
we got. Now, it would not be a Joe Flowers video without
poking
him.
your expensive camera. How much does this cost you?
That's a cheap one.
Oh, cool.
It wouldn't be Joe Flowers without him waving a really long, extremely sharp object in my face. So
Yeah, but this time I pointed it towards the viewers instead of you. Did you see how cordial I'm starting to become?
Yeah. So this is this is really cool. This, of course, you know, I picked this up immediately and said I want to look at this.
Closer and closer to his face. I told it's super awkward. So this particular long machete, we haven't come out with a few long machetes in a while, and we're going to fix that. And the first version is the Kojin, which is based off of a sword.
The what now?
Kojin, C-O-G, or C-O-J-A-N-G.
Okay.
And so it's a sword. But the original one I found off of a antique purveyor in San Francisco, and trying to get that in a shot. And there's some really interesting things going on with this particular design. So when we picked up this one was like 1850s, early 1900s. You'll notice it has a half sharpened edge. There's no edge here, guys. It's like right up here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and there's some serrations here, which are, I've done a little bit of research after finding this one. Some of them have it, some of them don't. But there is a stick tang and a buffalo horn handle on the back. But when I picked it up, I was like, this is a beautiful design. It sings to me. And I think it could be really, really, really useful as a machete, because it has this forward-facing a tip like a Gnunting or some other styles of machetes.
So this is buffalo horn?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That's pretty cool. So is your new one buffalo horn?
No.
Okay.
Well, the horns that they get for a lot of these materials, I mean, some of the I'm not sure which ones are antlers and which ones are horns for this particular species that they're using. So I'm going to stop right there because I know nothing about that.
You went with the stabilized wood for this one, right?
Right, and full tang. Unlike the buffalo horn handle, we do a lot of stick tang, a lot of full tang, because the viewers seem to like, the people seem to like that more. We have to skeletonize the tang to get the balance right, but it definitely makes it more durable.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be stronger.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for something you're going to chop and swing with.
In this particular situation, this setup seems to be a little bit better. We still kept some of the traditional aspects of the Kojin. Instead of having this setup on the back, we still had this sheep's foot. That's kind of where the handle's going right there. They have this sheep's foot, looks like a cow's hoof style. So I kept that with this, but I also made it the lanyard just to give some homage to the tradition where it comes from. And it's hard to tell people how much this is useful for having a half sharpened blade. But a lot of the indigenous down in the Amazon jungle only sharpen their machetes the upper 1/3 because they're using it all the time like this. Now, you and I, if we bought a sword and we only had it half sharpened, we'd be kind of ticked, right? So we brought the edge all the way down, and this is my reasoning. If you're that awesome enough to want to use a blade like this, you'll know how to dull a machete to be able to use that. You just take a file and go and void your warranty and do all that stuff for the edge.
So what you're saying, it's probably easier to dull it than it is to sharpen it.
There you go.
It's easier to dull it to take it one way than the other.
That's one statement that I really, really feel sure about. And I could be wrong, but you know, the internet loves to smash every statement people make
what
in
else?
the world.
I just noticed it's cool. This thing is entirely tapered, right?
Yes, huge, hardcore.
From here,
distal taper makes this so flicky.
Yeah. So
and it works awesome.
It's a big long blade, but it's really.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of my designs are just like always blade up and, you know, big old belly and all this choppy stuff too. So when I started using this, I really started to appreciate, you know, the differences in a weight, you know, moving forward in a design that's a little bit different from what I'm used to, because I like, you know, more South American style Latin machetes and things along that line. So when I got into this, it's now one of my favorite machetes. My beat up version of the Kojin will be probably coming with me to the jungle in 2021. That's this year, right? Yes, 2021. So
what do you think is the heritage of the original? You said it's like South American. You think
it's a sword from the Indonesian archipelagos that was used to fight and chop people's heads off.
Oh.
Yep. Well, actually, not just the Kojin. The big one that was actually like headhunters were the Dayak. And they have like a crazy Latok looking sword. So not necessary. This one is not the actual sword of the headhunters. This just comes from the Kojin. I think it was a region too. I have this all written down from a special book from Holland, but it's really, really neat. Not a lot of people know much about a Kojin.
So yeah, it's very cool. So speaking of South America, we've got to do a quick plug for Bushcraft Global. You told me you're making 2 trips to South America this year. That's
already
the first time ever, right?
Yep, and I'm blessed to be able to say one of them's booked. The other one may be on its way to being booked now. And the more I get them booked, the more trips I'll take. It's just that simple. If I get 2 booked, I'll do 3.
So
if my wife lets me.
So your trip is like what? How many days?
12 days, 12 to 15 days, just depending on how long it takes to get there. And I say that because right now I don't know what kind of plane flights are going out of Bogota, Colombia. Sometimes you have to stay overnight in Bogota, which is no problem. There's a hotel there that I always use. And then you go down for 12 days. We spend at least 7 days in the jungle.
So in Colombia?
In Colombia, and Peru, and Brazil.
So you're there at the
exactly
Tri-County
the
border,
Tri-County, yeah, They call it the Tri-Boner, yeah, the Tri-County. See, now I'm getting screwed up because of Raleigh, North Carolina, the Tri-County area.
Yeah.
So right there, those 3 countries meet together, and we got 3 military bases right there. One in Peru, one in Brazil, one in Colombia. So it's really, really safe. Nothing really happens down there that's like sketchy, and it's a super good time. The past few years, we've been going from Colombia to Brazil to a special hidden, private giant lake in Brazil, and been camping there. We might try and do that this year again. It just, of course, depends on COVID, but everything, we're here at Blade Show, is opening back up, and the world is starting to breathe again. Right. So it's kind of nice, or breathe better. So I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly confident by that time most of the borders will be open.
Cool. So just as this hour we're talking about me, Joe had an idea that I should do like.
Oh, are we talking? I didn't want to push that up.
To raise, I guess, to get support to send me to take on his trips and make videos and stuff.
Internet, he keeps him hawing every year about coming down, and I'm just getting close to the camera just to tell you guys he should just do a Kickstarter. And if you guys like him, you guys would put some money towards it. And by that time, you probably could pay for it pretty darn easily, especially with your subscribership. So, guys, if you want to see him down in the jungle, I just do something. It's like, do a Kickstarter. Yeah. Could be a fun idea.
Let me know in the comments if you think that would be something you would like to be involved in.
Right, and if we get the Kickstarter going really hard, I promise you guys I'll prank him on camera quite a few times so that he has some B-roll footage.
Cool. Well, Joe, man, you were like always one of the busiest people at Blade Show, man.
If you come down, check your hammock before you get in it. Gonna fill it full of bees.
Yeah, we don't like bees. So yeah, so and I have to say, Joe won't say this, but I had a conversation with Ethan Becker yesterday, and he has some nice things to say about Joe. But he said, "Don't tell Joe he said that." So anyway,
you can edit that out.
Anyway, thanks again, and thank you for watching Survival on Purpose.
Thanks for coming back, man. We miss you guys on YouTube.
Me too,
as viewers, I'm a viewer too. And it's just refreshing to be able to see people and hang out again and cut stuff.
Yeah,
not people's stuff. So it's been great to see you. So welcome back. Welcome back, guys.
Always a pleasure. And thanks for watching Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2021 Blade Show.
Woo.
See you later.
Bushcraftglobal.com, Condor. toolandknife.com. We have a new website. Condor Tool and Knife has a new website.
Really?
You can find knives by color, I think by designers, by materials, all the stuff. They've done a really, really awesome job updating their website.
Cool.
I've updated mine too, but it's not as awesome as theirs. So have fun, guys.
See ya.